Whether you love it or hate it, this is how it came to be. The concept of fast food goes as far back as ancient Greece and Rome, where people would sell food such as wine and bread on the streets. Some street vendors can still be found around today. In 1908, Henry Ford started the assembly line production of his Model T. This was the first affordable car available to American consumers and was a major step in the development of fast food in America. When cars were becoming more popular, drive-ins were then developed in the 1920s. Orders were taken and food was delivered on trays, and customers would then eat in their cars. Sometimes people would drive off with the trays, and a lap tray was hardly convenient for the driver. So new trays were then developed that would fasten to the outside of the car. By the 1930s, the name then changed to the car hop. During this time, young women were selected to be the car hops, and they were required to wear outlandish costumes, such as those that made them look like cheerleaders or majorettes, complete with boots, short skirts, and unusual hats. Sometimes car hops would occasionally navigate around on roller skates. The heyday of the car hop lasted from about the 1930s to the mid-1950s. An early form of the American fast food was called the automat. Originally, the machines took only nickels. The diner would insert the required number of coins in a machine and then lift a window, which was hinged at the top, to remove the meal, which was generally wrapped in a wax paper. The machines were filled from the kitchen behind. Although most New York automats also had a cafeteria-style steam table, where patrons could slide a tray along rails and choose foods, which were ladled out of steaming tureens. Unfortunately, automats lost popularity to car hops in the 1950s, and by the 1970s were around mostly only for nostalgic novelty. Today, it's very hard to imagine fast food without drive-through windows. Drive-thrus existed in the 1930s, and many drive-in restaurants had some form of drive-up window. However, the speaker systems commonly used to place drive-through orders didn't hit the scene until the 1950s. The double drive-through window, used by many busy fast food restaurants today, debuted in the 1980s. The first McDonald's franchise, as we know it today, got its start on this site in Des Plaines, Illinois, on April 15, 1955. Although McDonald's was the first restaurant to use the assembly line system, some people think of White Castle as the first fast food chain. White Castle was founded in 1921 in Wichita, Kansas. At the time, most people considered the burgers sold at fairs, circuses, lunch counters, and carts to be low quality. White Castle's founders decided to change the public's perception of hamburgers. They built their restaurants so that customers could see the food being prepared. They painted the buildings white and even chose a name that suggested cleanliness. White Castle was most popular in the American East and Midwest, but its success helped give hamburger meat a better reputation nationwide. So like cars, White Castle played an important part in the development of fast food. The McDonald's brothers opened their redesigned restaurant in 1948, and several fast food chains that exist today opened soon after. Burger King and Taco Bell got their start in the 1950s, and Wendy's opened in 1969. Some chains like Carl's Jr., KFC, and Jack in the Box existed before the speedy service system. The McDonald brothers changes also applied to the design of the restaurant kitchen. Instead of having lots of different equipment and stations for preparing a wide variety of food, the speedy kitchen had a very large grill where one person could cook lots of burgers quickly, a dressing station where people added the same condiments to every burger, a fryer where one person would make French fries, a soda fountain and milkshake machine for desserts and beverages, and a counter where customers would place and receive their orders. McDonald's is now the world's largest fast food chain. According to the National Restaurant Association, American sales of fast food totaled $163.5 billion in 2005. The industry is growing globally as well. Total sales for McDonald's grew 5.6% in 2005, and the company now has 30,000 franchise stores in more than 120 countries. However, McDonald's and fast food in general does not always get a welcoming reputation around the world. McDonald's restaurants have been attacked in several countries, including the United States, China, Belgium, Holland, India, Russia, Sweden, and even the UK. Protesters have accused McDonald's and other chains of selling unhealthy food, marketing aggressively to children, and undermining local values and culture. Fast food is not as unhealthy as most critics make it out to be, especially when it is eaten in proportion. Only about 25% of Americans consume fast food every day. That's not even a large proportion of the population. As a person eating the food at any fast food restaurant in America, you have the choice to order either small, medium, or large. Fast food companies never force you to eat their food, so it's not like you can blame them for anything. Tom Naughton from the movie Fathead decided to do an experiment and stand outside a McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, and KFC each for an hour, and not even one employee came outside and made him come in and eat their food. If you don't want to eat there, you definitely do not have to. Also, nowadays, more and more fast food restaurants are offering healthier options. Some of the options include salads, a variety of Subway sandwiches, and even fresh fruit. You also have the choice of ordering these items over any of the not so healthy menu items. The popularity of fast food may also affect more than just people's eating choices. It can also affect the economy. Fast food restaurants also need lots of unskilled workers who are willing to work for close to minimum wage. Some analysts feel that this gives unskilled workers an opportunity to find jobs. This is also great for people who just need jobs and can't get one or need it in order to keep their family together. Or even for teenagers who need work experience in the competitive workforce today. America is advancing more and more every day, and fast food is just another example of our fast-paced lifestyle.